have been identified.
Plus, we have news on some possible hotspots for your spring break plans. NewsWatch Ole Miss starts now.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Phoebe Kramer.
And I'm Logan Green. Let's kick off today's show with a look at today's weather from weather anchor Celeste Lay.
And welcome back to Storm Watch. Looking at our current temperatures, it is currently 66 degrees with clear. We've had a beautiful day today in Oxford, Mississippi. It feels like 63 with a little wind gust at 7 miles per hour. And we'll look at tonight's forecast after the break. Back to you at the desk.
The 2 people killed in an Abbeville house fire have been identified. The victims, Ricky Ray, who was 72 years old, and his wife, Kathy Ray, who was 74, were longtime Lafayette County residents. The fire happened early Monday morning on County Road 119, where the Lafayette County Fire Department responded and was only able to remove 1 occupant from the home before containing the fire. The cause of the fire is still under investigation, but Sheriff Joey East suspects no foul play at this time. A high school student died in a crash in Senatobia on Friday. Mississippi Highway Patrol responded to a crash on Highway 4 around 6:30 p.m. 34-year-old Mark Bugsby 2023 Ford F-350 collided with 17-year-old Hannah Munez 2005 Toyota Corolla. Munez had serious injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene. Munez's passenger received moderate injuries. The crash is currently under investigation by the Mississippi Highway Patrol.
A man accused of kidnapping a woman was arrested after police chase from South Haven to Memphis. 37-year-old Elmer Smith has been charged with evading arrest, foot and vehicle pursuit, reckless endangerment, reckless driving, disregarding traffic signal, and driving with suspended license. Police say Smith was driving a Toyota 4Runner with Tennessee tags with a woman trapped inside the vehicle. South Haven police tried to make traffic stop, but the vehicle did not stop. The vehicle crashed into a chain-link fence on Shelby Drive in Elvis Presley Boulevard when Smith ran out of a car but was soon taken into custody after a brief pursuit. 2 suspects have been arrested with 13-year-old was shot and killed in Tupelo. Investigators say that officer recovered evidence of a shooting when they learned that a juvenile male had been taken to North Mississippi Medical Center for a non-life-threatening wound. After officers later dispatched to Government Street for a deceased individual, they were discovered the body of a 13-year-old who is believed to be a victim of the earlier shooting.
A 26-year-old man is in custody for 2 separate stabbings in Arizona. He is now a suspect of death of a 38-year-old woman at a hotel in New York City. After his arrest in Arizona, authorities say Rad Al-Mansouri made statements linking himself to a string of assaults on women.
While in the custody of Arizona law enforcement, he informs them that he is wanted for homicide in New York City and tells the cops that they should Google Soho 54 Hotel. This information, in addition to the alerts the NYPD had put on the subject, called Arizona authorities to contact us. We are currently working with our partners in the Manhattan District Attorney's Office to arrange extradition back to New York City so he can be charged for the homicide here.
Detectives are now looking at unsolved crimes in both Florida and Texas where the suspect has lived. Several of the crimes involve women who worked as escorts.
Oxford City officials are considering selling the historic Cedar Oaks mansion. This has sparked controversy among the community members. The mansion was built in 1859 by William Turner. It was moved from north of Lamar Boulevard to its current East Oxford location in 1963. Mayor Robin Tannehill said the Alderman Board meeting will vote on whether or not the property can be sold, but that does not necessarily mean that they will sell it.
Lieutenant Governor Hoseman announced that he's pushing a bill to expand Medicaid for working Mississippians. His plan is expected to cover about 200,000 citizens, and he has expressed confidence that it will be passed. The bill includes benefits to work retirement and personal insurance. If passed, eligibility will be based on salary and number of household members.
Here at Ole Miss, spring break is less than 3 weeks away, so I'm sure some of you have already started planning.
Air travel is very popular this year so far, and the upcoming spring break season will be no expectation. Karen Kafa explains why some cities are more popular than others this year when it comes to spring traveling.
Americans are ready for spring and a break.
People are ready to take advantage of school closures and get out of cold climates and go find some warmth.
In addition to sun and fun, Christy Hudson of Expedia says they've found different destinations trending for spring 2024.
Not only are people headed to the kind of typical spring break destinations, but there's also a major event happening during the spring break window.
A total solar eclipse is set to cross North America on April 8th, and U.S. cities within the path of totality like Dallas, Indianapolis, even Cleveland expect a boost during a busy time.
That is the busiest and priciest time to fly during the spring season. You can get better rates by flying at the very beginning of March or the very end of April.
Going.com travel expert Katie Nastro also recommends flexibility since breaks and demand vary.
So say, for example, your children's spring break is end of March, but a city sort of nearby, an airport that you could sort of fly out of, their school schedule is, say, a week or two later. You can actually sort of use that to your advantage.
Nasser also says to look for best fares now.
You want to just make sure you're doing yourself a favor and just circling 21 days out from when you're looking to fly as your absolute book buy date.
And price out an itinerary with 2 one-way fares, maybe even on different airlines or to different nearby airports to see if it's cheaper than a round trip. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Well, do you have any spring break plans this year?
Girl, I'm going to Florida.
Oh, me too. I'm going to enjoy that nice Florida weather, go to the beach with my friends, and we're going to have a ball.
I can use some rays for sure.
Me too. Well, coming up, a suspect has been arrested after attacking a Jewish man.
Plus, Alabama ruled that embryos are humans. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
Mississippi.
Hey, Mississippi.
Don't trash Mississippi.
Because picking up litter costs us time
and money.
MDOT spends $3.2 million a year picking up litter.
That's money that could be used to maintain roads and bridges,
Patch potholes,
and focus on improving Mississippi's infrastructure.
Please help us help you.
We can't do it without you.
Don't trash Mississippi.
Don't trash Mississippi.
All right, I'm in the house.
Okay, what do you see?
Nothing yet. Hold on. I think I just heard something. I'm heading upstairs.
Okay, I am almost there.
I'm in the bedroom.
Okay.
Oh, shit. It's not here.
What?
The gun's not here.
What do you mean? Where is it?
Cameron, are you in there? Open the door. Cam! Come on, Cameron.
I'm here at the scene of tomorrow's shooting, where a 15-year-old will kill 4 children, 2 adults, and then turn the gun on himself.
When the shooting starts happening tomorrow, first I'll probably just think it's firecrackers or a car backfiring or something.
He told some of us that his dad kept the gun in his closet, and he always talked about using it on, the people that bullied him. Tomorrow I'll probably say that I wish I told someone.
After the shooting, we're gonna feel pretty bad about picking on him, but until then, we'll probably just keep doing it because he's pretty weird.
Tomorrow I'll probably point out that something has seemed off with him since the beginning of the school year.
And I'm now joined by the officers who will be the first responders tomorrow. What additional details can you share with us?
Well, someone is expected to tell us after the shooting that the shooter has been posting on social media about doing this for weeks.
So how will you explain the shooting to your daughter?
Actually, I won't get to explain it to her because she won't make it.
This is Christine Lynn, reporting from the scene of another shooting we'll say we never saw coming.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. A 68-year-old Jewish man in Florida was just released from the hospital after an attack. Reporter Nicole Linsaleta has more.
The mood at this Lauderhill synagogue Monday night is mixed. There is shock.
You don't believe that you can face to such a hate till it's happened to you.
Rabbi Yaniv Moriasev says his 68-year-old father was beaten as he left services Saturday afternoon. He'd been walking along 44th Street in Lauderhill, just around the corner from the synagogue. His son rushed out of services as soon as he got word.
I saw my dad actually walking toward me, was all like bruised, bleeding.
According to police, Asher Moriasev crossed paths on 44th Street with 42-year-old Trevor Rodney, who later told police, quote, the victim's head was spinning in circles. A blue cloud appeared over the victim's head, and he feared the victim would eat his face. But that was not all. Police say Rodney also yelled, "You expletive Jew," during the attack. A man driving by saw what was happening.
The eyewitness, really an angel that came, is actually he actually stopped from the person to continue hitting brutally my father.
He stopped by the synagogue Sunday.
Asked to him if he had a cell phone. He told me no, he don't have a phone. So I had a phone and I decided to call 911 and to get in touch to get help for him. You just have to do something.
To be beaten or hit just because you're a Jew and now you deal with it, it is something that's very hurt.
Mr. Rodney.
Trevor Rodney now facing a battery charge, but the victim's family is thankful he's out of the hospital. And that was the other emotion on this Monday night, gratitude.
I'm mentioning that it's all from God. It's 100% from God that he's okay. It's a wake-up call. There's someone watching after him. You know, that's his wake-up call.
Arrest has been made in the nearly 20-year-old cold case following an infant who was killed. In 2005, the baby was found suffocating in a plastic in a trash can in the women's bathroom of the Phoenix airport. Officials determined the child was only a day-old. DNA evidence identified Ann Anderson as the mother. Anderson was arrested in Washington and will be taken to Arizona to face murder charges. Former internet sensation Ruby Franke and her business partner Joni Hildebrandt have been sentenced to 4 prison terms on multiple counts of child abuse. The abuse charges followed one of Franke's children running from the Hildebrandt's home to ask a neighbor for help. Franke is known for giving parenting advice on 8 Passengers, Family's vlog channel. After sentencing, Hildebrandt expressed her hope for the children's recovery.
One of the reasons I did not go to trial is that I did not want them to emotionally relive the experience which would have been detrimental to them. My hope and prayer is that they will heal and move forward to have beautiful lives.
Alabama Supreme Court ruled that frozen embryos are children. This unprecedented decision means that embryos are protected under the state's Wrongful Death of a Minor Act. Many people are fearful about what this means for in vitro fertilization treatments across the country. Reporter Laura Agri has more.
We simply don't know who has the rights here.
The controversial ruling by Alabama's Supreme Court could potentially block access to in vitro fertilization treatments for many across the state.
We are concerned if the physicians, the healthcare providers will be able to continue their care. People should be concerned about their future ability to get IVF treatment.
The decision comes after 3 couples sued a medical provider when their embryos were accidentally destroyed and overrules a lower court that said the embryos were not children. Now, frozen embryos are entitled to the same legal protections as a child under Alabama law. The CEO and president of Resolve, a national infertility association, says that designation has widespread ramifications.
Now the court is saying that that's a person. Can we freeze embryos? I don't know. Can you freeze a person? What will happen to all of those embryos?
After the 8-1 vote, the lone dissenting associate justice said the decision almost certainly ends the creation of frozen embryos through in vitro fertilization in Alabama.
We might see this spread into other states as well.
In defending the ruling, another Associate Justice said the people of Alabama require the court to treat every human being in accordance with the fear of a holy God. Caught in between are the IVF patients.
Those embryos are the rights of the people who created them. They may decide to donate them to someone else. They may decide to donate them to medical science. They may keep them frozen, but they are their choice to do.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Almost 200,000 Jeeps are being recalled due to possible malfunctions with the defrost system. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said a software error like this could decrease driver visibility and significantly increase the risk of a crash. Jeep dealers will handle this issue free of charge. Letters are expected to be mailed out by April 5th. Now let's check in with weather anchor Celeste Lay for a weather update.
Looking across North Mississippi right now, we can see that we are in the mid to upper 60s, and it is clear, beautiful skies all the way across North Mississippi. We'll have more on weather after the break.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Is my light bright enough? You're such a glow-off. Well, you know. And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. The trees stand tall. Mother, mother, you tell me to stay rooted. The trees' roots go deep. You tell me to focus on my breath, and the trees breathe for the earth. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? Will you be the kind that makes shade, or the kind that shows a new way? Might you be the kind to hug, or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind. The child had a few more questions after that, and the forest had plenty of answers.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Each year, hurricanes and major flooding threaten cities, towns, and rural homes across the Gulf states. So chances are there will be more storms and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Welcome back to Storm Watch. Let's take a look at our current conditions in Lafayette County. Currently in Oxford, it is 66 degrees. It feels like 63 degrees because of the wind gust at 7 miles per hour, and humidity is up at 30%. Now looking across North Mississippi at our current temperatures, like mentioned previously, we are in the upper 60s, and Corinth, Mississippi is in the lower 60s at 64 degrees. Now looking at tonight's forecast, we are going to drop down into the upper 30s at 38 degrees, and it's going to be clear skies. And the winds are going to be at the same 7 miles per hour, so it's going to be a clear and cold night. Tomorrow's forecast, we're going to jump back up to 70 degrees, mostly clear skies as we are going to see few clouds roll in, winds at the same 7 miles per hour. And looking at tomorrow's temperatures across North Mississippi for tomorrow, we're going to be in the upper 60s and lower 70s. So we're going to get a little warmer weather than we've had in the last week. And just a little special weather reminder, we are going to have warmer temperatures later this week, so we are going to get out of those freezing temperatures, and we are going to see some possible strong winds and possible rain this Thursday. And taking a look at our 5-day forecast, you can see that we're going to get out of that cold weather starting tonight. The low is only going to be 54 degrees, and we're possibly going to be raining on Thursday, so keep a lookout for that.
Thank you for the weather, Celeste. What's coming up in sports, Campbell?
Well, Logan, coming up, the Rebel Rifle team are officially locked in for a 4th straight appearance at the NCAA Championship. And the women's golf team battled it out at the Moon Golf Invitational. I'll have that and more up next in sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Welcome back. I'm Campbell Holmes with Sports Watch. Well, earlier today, Ole Miss women's basketball star Madison Scott was named SEC Co-Player of the Week. This award is coming from her outstanding performances in back-to-back overtime wins against Florida and state rival Mississippi State. Scott was on fire last Thursday against the Gators, collecting a career-high 27 points and an additional 12 rebounds to secure her 5th double-double of the season. And in the following matchup with State, Scott scored 9 out of her 20 points in the 4th quarter, giving Ole Miss the opportunity to get to overtime and get the win. This is only the 2nd time this season Scott has secured SEC Player of the Week, but hopes to get more. These Rebs will be back in action on Thursday as they take on Georgia. And the women's golf team is still playing at the Moon Golf Invitational in Florida and ended their 2nd day yesterday with a score of 303. Junior Caitlin McNabb ended the day leading the team with a score of 73, moving her up to 10th place in the competition. And even with the inclement weather going on in Florida, Andrea Lignell was able to move herself up the leaderboard with a day 2 score of 79, tying her for 36th place. These Rebs started their 3rd and final round of the Invitational this morning. Then we'll be heading back to Oxford. And for the 4th year in a row, the Ole Miss rifle team will be heading to the NCAA Rifle Championship as the 6th seed in the country. There are only 8 teams in the championship, and the Rebels have only played against 3 of these teams in regular season. Ole Miss is led this season by sophomore Emma Pereira in small bore, as she is averaging a score of 584.8 in this event. These Rebs are hoping to get the national title at the WVU Coliseum in Morgantown, West Virginia on March 8th and 9th. And opening day is tomorrow for the Ole Miss baseball team, and there's something a little different about Swayze Field this season. The Rebels dugout is now named the Evelyn and Jeff Johnson dugout. This name is in honor of one of the $1 million in gifts to the university as a part of the Champions Now, which is a campaign from the Ole Miss Athletics Foundation to improve facilities for student athletes. Evelyn Johnson told the university that her and Jeff are die-hard Ole Miss baseball fans and hope that their gift will be used to help Rebel student athletes continue to gain their competitive edge they need to compete and win on national level. And like I said, opening day for the Rebs is tomorrow afternoon, so be sure to head to Swayze for the first pitch at 4. And that's all I've got for sports, so be sure to follow us on X at rebel_watch for the latest sports updates. Now, back to you guys at the desk.
Coming up, Starbucks is introducing a new pork-flavored coffee. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world? You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Starbucks is going to start offering a pork-flavored coffee at its China locations. The company's app describes the drink as a braised pork flavor sauce with espresso, steamed milk, and pork breast meat garnish.
Starbucks is adding this drink as a way to mark the Lunar New Year with an abundant year savory latte.
It is believed that eating meat will bring prosperity in the upcoming year. The drink will cost 68 yuan, or about $10 US.
China is one of the largest branded coffee markets in the world, beating the U.S. Starbucks that opened 785 stores there just last year. I will not be traveling to China anytime soon for that.
Oh, me either. I don't know if I could ever drink a pork beverage. I don't know. Something about that just seems weird.
I am kind of curious to see how it tastes, though.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure how I feel about drinking Three Little Pigs.
I agree, Logan.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have tonight. Tune in tomorrow. I'm Logan Green.
And I'm Phoebe Kramer with your latest news.
I'm Campbell Holmes with Sports Watch.
And with Storm Watch, I'm Celeste Lay.
Be sure to keep up with us on our socials and tune in tomorrow at 5.
NewsWatch Ole Miss, where we keep it live and keep it local.